I would like to start out with a thank you to Senior Chief Don Shipley from the Buds 131 YouTube channel, as well as I think it's the RealSealExperience.com. Uh, Senior, he has a portion of his YouTube channel, which quite a bit of it is dedicated to the Navy SEALs, of which he was a part of, and then he has a very, very large portion of it dedicated to exposing those who claim to be persons of the military and who actually aren't. Now, before we get into this, let me define to you what a water cooler commando is. A water cooler commando is the guy that you work with that has mentioned military experience, is very vague about it, doesn't really speak often about it, and lo and behold, as time goes on, you hear your other coworkers talking about this guy or gal. Next thing you know, the dude is a Army Ranger and a general, before you even know it. And this brings us to the different types of lies as it pertains to valor theft. There are the people who can outright lie, and those are the people who wear the uniform or embellish their decorations on their Facebook channel and claim involvement and show pictures and things like that. That is the outright lie and the outright theft. The other type, as is the case with what I'm referring to as the water cooler commandos, is a lie by omission. Somebody says something and the person in question doesn't take time to correct them and say, no, that's not the case. You misunderstand. You misunderstand my involvement. They don't do that. Maybe they do that for all sorts of reasons. Okay, it could be that their reason is they're trying to sort of soft sell their lie. Another reason could be ignorance or unawareness of what it is they said and how it's interpreted. And the last part is actually embarrassment. Like their military experience is so embarrassing that they don't wish to speak of it. Now, what does that have to do with me? Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I don't, in any way, shape, or form, wish to be a water cooler commando. All right? I don't want anyone to think that I am something that I am not. I don't want anyone to make more of me than what I am, than what you see here, than what I've shown. Okay? In PMs, other veterans and well, I shouldn't even say other veterans and combat veterans have emailed me and asked me directly about my military experience, of which I would reply, yes, I was with the Marine Corps for a short period of time, and I'd be somewhat vague and really not get into any details and mentioned what my slated MOS was to be, which was well, I'd have to check the number again, but it was slated to be 5581 military policeman. Now, when I started out this channel, and some of you may know from way on back, there's another person involved with this channel, Big Sarge 101, who still has a YouTube channel, and currently Big Sarge 101, whose name is Vince, he's working over in Afghanistan. Now, that motherfucker is a hero. No bones about it. He's a no shit combat veteran, and I can show you pictures of him doing his fucking deal all day long. Got pictures of him doing shit like, how could you even have the fucking camera? Like he's got pictures of himself doing shit. He's got video of himself And so much of the overseas footage that you see and the shit that you see that's absolutely unreal on this channel, that is him. That is my best friend, a combat veteran, of which I love him like a brother. And uh, I trust him with my life and my family's life any day of the fucking week. He's a great, great man, okay? And he's the real fucking thing. He he was in the Army Reserve as an MP, and he was a combat MP. Worked up to I want to say he worked up to Garrison MP, and then there was a situation in 2001 where his unit got activated. Um, he ended up falling off the radar, and his MOS and military records were completely lost except for what he had in hand. And he ended up being able to change his military occupation to a different one and ended up going out to Fort Huachuca to learn how to do what the people who go to Fort Huachuca for school go to do. Google it if you want to. And he got involved with some surveillance type programs and things like that. And he was able to do this because of his security clearance. He has a very, very up level security clearance, a very high one. So it ends up rotating into a bunch of different types of jobs. So he got sent over there after what's referred to as an involuntary activation. Okay. And he ended up doing a tour in Iraq with the Georgia National Guard as a fill-in. Anyway, to make a long story short, he's now a civilian, and he works for a contracting company that's working with NATO right now, doing some absolutely heroic shit. If you saw the stuff for Task Force Troy and things like that, I'm incredibly proud of the job that he's doing over there. And you know, to give you an idea, to give you an update, a couple days ago he had to do an ordnance disposal, as he was the only person rated for that particular task on the base at the time, and that was just a couple of days ago, while I was having a birthday party with my daughter. So, that being the case, I've spent a lot of time over at the Buds 131 channel, and I saw he's got a whole bunch of pictures of these phonies and things like that. And there's this one, for some reason, it really sunk into me. There was a guy, he had one gal under each arm, in this particular picture, and the guy was posted as a phony. And call me shallow, call me a bastard, but my thought was, hey, that's not yours. Those women aren't for you. Those women are for my guys, like my friends like Vince, my friends like Travis. Those type of guys. What the fuck do you think you're doing, And then it made me think about myself a little bit. And there's been comments here and there like, oh man, you kick ass and you do this and you do that. No, I do not. I do not kick ass. All right, y'all. In me personally, this is me, in contrast to the other person that I'm in the channel with. Me personally, in 1995, I stepped off the bus onto Paris Island. And it was a 19-year-old confused kid who put his feet on those little yellow footprints before being rung through the ringer. Now, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but much like anything else that's actually created, a Marine is made. Okay, it's not that you qualify for it. It's not like you are one and they just chisel away the crap and what's left is a Marine. No, a Marine is made. You are molded into that. You are molded into that form. Okay, and it's a hell of a standard with a remarkable tradition. And I love the Marine Corps dearly, and my parents love the Marine Corps dearly, and I'll tell you why. It was a confused kid standing on the ground in Paris Island in 1995, and decided that he wanted to be a garrison MP and was hoping to hitch embassy duty. That's what I wanted to do, and I was pretty much a fuck up at that time. I mean, big time. Daddy O California always gives me the benefit of the doubt about, oh, you're a stand-up guy and you're a stand-up guy. No, this pivotal experience with the Marine Corps really set me up straight. And there are all types of people, and plenty of people are made into Marines every single day. And I was not. Okay, I was not made into a Marine. I did not graduate Marine Corps basic training. I went and as a confused 19-year-old, and while they twist you and turn you and every which way, some people break. And at that time, I was one of those people who did break. People people do change over time, and I learned so much from the United States Marines. Um, I learned what I was made of. I learned what I wasn't made of, and I was faced with a very serious reality check, and I fucked up big time in basic. And the options that I was particularly given in basic training was I could, from the point that I was at, I could serve my serve a certain amount of time in the brig. I think it was something like 6 months in the brig, to which I would be recycled into first phase and serve 4 to 6 years to eventually face a dishonorable discharge at the end of it. Or what was the other option? um, the other option, oh man, can't even think of what the second option was. And then the third option was to actually, I was very lucky to be offered an entry separation, which left me with an other than honorable discharge on my DD 214, but it wasn't any sort of a situation that would affect me later on in life. Um, so it was a really big reality check for me. And the people that have said things to me and asked me questions about my service, I really apologize for being vague, but I want to make something abundantly clear. Um, those guys out there in the dirt, those guys out there who are fighting for your freedom instead of you fighting for it, um, those guys are the ones that that need to get the glory. Uh, Compared to them, I'm simply as far as the military service goes, I'm a piece of shit. Um, literally, literally the shit that's the brown stain on the mattress, as a real Marine is made, is uh, is what you get with my 19-year-old self. Now, I mean, to if anybody watching this has ended up in a similar situation where you are faced with an other than honorable, if you're young and it just happened to you, let me tell you that I don't have any regrets, and there is life after that. And there has actually been there was a couple of cases after I was sent home that uh, I was able to help some other people that were having trouble getting into the Marine Corps. I was able to give them advice from my experience and things like that. And I also did some stuff. The recruiter had me talk to a couple of people about that were having issues after being sent home. And the directions that are the directions that our country has taken since 1995. Um, why I don't have any regrets is, I have a beautiful family, and I have a wonderful house. My best friend, who I just told you, who is the real thing, I probably wouldn't have met him because it's all these moments that determine the rest of your life. None of these moments that have happened to me have been like, oh gosh, it could have went either way. It's like, no, there were specific decisions and points in time that have made me who I am today, and I don't regret that. All right. But with the total air cleared, I mean, you guys know exactly who I am, what I am, where I've been, my history. I mean, we don't have any secrets now. And I don't. All I can do is apologize for my embarrassment, and I also apologize if my embarrassment has misled anyone. And I would understand if you now find me detestable and you need to vent your anger in the comments below. Please feel free. And if it's really bad and enough vets are together on this, I'm willing to leave YouTube if it appears that the stuff that I've done has misled people so grossly, because never for an instant would I want that to occur. Okay, not even for a moment. All right. So yeah. Well, we'll see y'all later.